All right, guys, this episode today is brought to you by Miller Outdoor Adventures, and they are located in northeast Arkansas on the Cache River. They got rice and bean fields. They do duck and snow goose conservation hunts, guided and unguided hunts, which I really like that they do that. And the good part is that if you do an unguided hunt, 500 covers the whole group. So it's 500 if it's one guy, it's 500 if it's 8 guys.
Wow.
So if it's
cheap.
8 guys go down there, all of us buddies go down there, 8 of
Yeah.
us, it's only $62.50 a person.
Wow. That's cheap.
It's really very cheap.
Yeah.
Especially
I like
when they're
the
setting
unguided
you up.
option too. That's pretty cool.
I do too, because that's just something we like to do our own thing, and I think a lot of other people do too. And then sometimes you want someone to be out there, but it's brought to you by Miller Outdoor Adventures, and we want to thank them for sponsoring this episode. And it's family friendly, dog friendly, which is cool. Take your own dogs out there. They're on Facebook, Miller Outdoor Adventures NEA, or you can check out their website, milleroutdooradventures.com. And you can call or text to book a hunt, and the number is 870-586-3004. And the available dates have been updated. I think it was August 24th, so some of those might be gone now, but he's got November 22nd, 23rd, 26th, 27th, 29th, and then December, he's got around Christmas time. I want to name them all off. You can just call, and then most of January left. So check him out, and you guys won't be disappointed. Really nice guy, and we're excited to have them sponsor this podcast.
Check. 1 2 1 2. I sound really quiet.
Oh, check this out, Dad.
Loud.
He goes, "Oh, it's too loud in my ears."
What?
That right there, that setting was Dad
No.
last. Yes.
No.
Now listen to this.
I don't believe you.
Yes, Dad's talking. Listen to this. Dad is talking. I have it on video. I'll show you. Dad's talking. I lean. You can see in the video. I kind of lean up like this, and you're like, I could barely hear it. And Dad was talking. He's like, "What was that?" I just started dying laughing. I go, "You are that deaf, and you could hear that?"
What in the world?
I don't know.
Did he secretly have hearing aids in?
Maybe.
Maybe I'm going deaf.
Test.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yep, that's pretty good.
That's pretty much where it was at. You and Travis have it at. I don't know.
Mhm.
Dad's, it's too loud. I'm like, really?
I wonder if it's certain pitches that he can't. I think
Probably.
it is. That does not make
Makes
sense.
0 sense.
Yeah. But on the other hand, too, my ears have been. I gotta go to the doctor. My ears have been leaking for like.
It's those AirPods, dude.
I don't wear them anymore.
Really?
Mm-mm. That stinks too, because I love those. And it never did anything to me before, so it's like I wonder if I just have an infection.
When you say leaking, though, are you just getting tons of earwax?
No, like clear fluid, and actually my ears burn. Actually, this morning I
What?
had blood in them.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, maybe you had the music too loud and it busted your eardrum.
Maybe, but it's both ears.
So you're going to go to the doctor?
I need to. I probably should. I mean, it's not going away. I've had it for over a month.
And you stopped using it that long?
Mm-hmm. Well, I quit using them, and then I used them for like 20 minutes the other day, and the next day it was just like all over again. It's the AirPods 1,000%.
Yeah. I will say, when I do wear them, that I am starting to like, my ears will do that. And I just think it's wax, but maybe it's not. I mean, it has to be. What else would it
I've
be?
never had it happen
Brain
before.
fluid?
I never had it happen before. I don't know. I'm not sure. But like, I was wearing them for probably a couple weeks, like at least 8 hours a day.
Mhm.
And that just jacked me up, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I love those things. I don't know. I've been thinking about buying like a Bluetooth, something kind of like this. Basically just the head deal.
What are does it do that to you when you wear the
The
regular-
originals,
Uh-huh.
not as bad.
I
but-
think it has something to do with that seal, dude.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's probably not good or something.
And I was wearing them on noise canceling.
I see. I stopped doing that, and it does make a difference.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
does some kind of inner ear seal or
Yeah. Uh-huh.
pressure thing.
Pressure, probably, yeah. But my truck's so loud. It is so loud. Like, I want to get something like this that can do like noise canceling without
Being inside your ear.
yeah, being inside. So
Yeah, those airplane headsets are only $1,000 for those bows.
yeah, I don't even know what's out there.
They have like
because-
$300. Bose has like some pairs that are like a
Do they?
$300 for
Yeah.
headphones.
I remember back in the day, Beats,
But I don't know if it has a mic
Beats was
though.
like the ultimate, but that was years and years ago. I'm sure there's something better now.
Yeah.
Beats by Dre. But yeah, but Bose is a good go-to. I've had a lot of Bose stuff.
Yeah. Those are legit. Well, let's talk about our hunt that's coming out today. Video is being released today of our hunt. And by the way, just for anybody that's snooping, these hunts are not any time when you see them. Let's just put it that way. So I know people think they track us and know where we're at, when we're at, all this junk.
You think there's some guys with like the little CIA board
Mhm.
putting pins in maps and stuff?
I know they are, dude. Man, I'll get texts, I'll get DMs on
That's
Instagram.
duck hunters. Duck
Dude,
hunters are. I
straight
guess
up.
hunters all across the board, but duck hunters are bad.
I mean,
about
I think we all try to figure out where people are at, even if it's other things, but duck hunters got to be the worst.
Probably. Probably because there's there's only certain areas you can go to, right? So it's
Yeah.
probably easier
Yeah.
than like big game. I mean, if you're in Montana
Back
or
in the
whatever,
sticks, there ain't no
yeah,
way.
you're
In
gonna be like,
wilderness,
oh, I know that mountain face.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
which could,
Yeah.
could happen, but it's funny. On that, did you see those comments on the Washington or the Idaho video? I think I'm almost positive I know where you're at, but was it right here? It's like, well, if you know where it's at, then
yeah.
you tell me. I don't know.
Why does it matter?
This cracks me up.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I've never
And you
thought
know what's
that.
funny? You know what's funny? It doesn't matter if you do really well or not either.
It doesn't.
Like if you shot one bird, people will be like, "Oh, I know where you're at."
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know. It is kind of cool, I guess.
I think it's just cool to people to figure out where you're at.
Right. Yeah. Period. I don't think it's
I
always.
don't really feel like I do that though when I'm watching videos. But I guess if I was watching something I recognized it, I'd be like, oh, I know where that's at.
Yeah. You know, I don't really watch a ton of videos that that I would recognize. Like,
Well,
a
because
lot of the duck hunting that I watch is I know it's on like, you know, like oh my goodness, my mind's going blank. Like Mo Marsh or
yeah, it's Higdon.
Higdon Outdoors or like Tony Vandemore or
Mhm.
whatever. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of
That's
those
what
guys.
you watch. Like, who do you like? Who do you like watching?
Yeah, Higdon Outdoors. I watch some of Tony's stuff. That's mainly it. I actually don't watch a ton of duck hunting on YouTube. Really, that's probably who I watch the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
watch pretty much all the flyways guys, just because main reason I watch them is they're my buddies. So it's just staying in tune and seeing what's going on, and
seeing
I'm not
how
gonna
their season's going.
yeah, and it's not, or they'll talk about something in a Marco Polo, and then I'll go and watch it, and like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say I watch every one of the videos because I definitely don't,
Mhm.
but I do watch.
Right.
Well, and then I do like Higdon stuff they've been doing for the last year or whatever, and then like you said, some of Mo Marsh, Ira McCauley, you found some of those old stuff. That was kind of fun because him and Tony Vandemore are hooked up, but he grew up. I've listened to some podcasts with him and Ramsey Russell.
Mm-hmm. Get ducks.
And he's had him on there, and he talked about how all he's done is grown up public land hunting, and he still does that today.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Ira.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude,
You know,
we're gonna get,
who else? Obviously, goes without saying. A lot of the old Duckman stuff. I like that too.
I've watched those over and over and over
several
again.
times. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, they're there. It's just the old, like you said, the old ones. Probably like
Mhm.
the first 12 or 14 of them's like
Mm-hmm.
my top. Obviously, the older ones, the better. And as they get, and it's not that they get worse, but I don't know. The style might kind of change a little bit.
Old ones with Coco.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I love
Just because
Coco's all cool.
I think just because it was like I don't know if they were the first ones, but like it's old footage and the stuff that they did to like video it.
Mm.
Because anybody, if you've ever videoed duck hunting, it's not easy. Like it's
hard.
easy. It's easy to whip out a phone and just take a little picture on your phone or Instagram story or something like
Mhm.
that. But like to actually do a video or a movie, duck hunting is not easy.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
Poor Jake. Getting roasted in that.
Is he? I love it.
I do too.
I love it. Anybody who knows Jake, he's like one of those guys that's like fun to be mean to, and he gets it from a lot of people. I wouldn't even say I do.
We're
that to
laughing because we know how hard it is
yeah.
to do.
Right. Well, I don't even.
And people don't realize.
I don't even do that to Jake, but it's just it's a person that can take it really well, can take anything, and those are the types of people that are fun to like harass and joke around with. But yeah, I was telling Titus, he's kind of, when you're videoing, you got to get out of like hunting mode. You got to get into video mode, not worry about like
when to shoot.
Yeah.
This and that. You just got to get the bird in the frame.
You got to, yeah.
And
there's a whole slew of things that go
my goodness. And following the bird smoothly and steadily, that is the hardest part. If you're zoomed in at all, it's tough. It's tough. You do got to change your mindset. And I think we get better as the season goes on. Because I was watching when you filmed the vet hunt, you stayed on that bird really hard and tight compared to, like, say, this first hunt we went on that we're going to talk about today. And not saying I did any better, because I was like, man, I didn't think I was jerky that much. But the farther you zoom in, the worse it's going to be, even with the active mode on. So we're figuring.
I think too, on the vet hunt, there was more content to go through. Like, there was more birds to video, and that was able to get good shots of. One thing about that was last year, and we had a different camera, and our focus wasn't set up like it is now, or we're getting it now. So we're hoping to get a lot better footage this year. But one thing about that is videoing through toolies, which we have here. We don't have like timber and all that. It's really hard because the camera wants to focus on those toolies. And I love videoing birds through toolies, like flying through the air. You can't just stand up and video these birds if you're planning on getting a shot. So you got to stay down, but you also want to get the video. So it puts you in between a rock and a hard place. But I think with that, you kind of try to have a mentality of like the camera's more important, which is crazy because it like goes against everything, like a hunter mentality. But you have to go, the camera's more important. I'm gonna stand up. Me and Titus have hunted so much together. I know when he's gonna shoot. I gotta stand up before he does, in order to get his kill shot. And you don't want to be the guy that stands up and flares a bird or whatever. But so it totally is a different aspect. You can't think about like being jerky or being hidden or being like, I don't know. It's just a different mentality. And we were talking too. I guess we're kind of getting off on a tangent.
No, that's fine.
Videoing, period. Not all locations are as video friendly as others. Because like when we went to Washington,
it was easy.
Man,
it was easy.
That was like,
think about if we would have had this camera on that hunt.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, because like another thing we were saying is bad videoing can make a good day seem not as good. And the reverse is also true. Like if you did a really good job videoing, you can make a bad day seem okay or average.
That's true.
And
that's how a lot of these TV shows with those high dollar camera, though they don't come back with many birds sometimes.
Right.
But I was like, man, that was really good footage, and the birds were
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
someone said that about that Idaho trip. Someone said, man, that was a really good hunt. Too bad the cameraman screwed it up or something.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm like not defending Jake, but at the same time I am, because I told Jake, he's like, man, I feel bad. And I was like, dude, in all reality, I never should have expected that from you. It was worth a try. I still should have wore a GoPro just to back up anything. I just don't like wearing that thing, and it looks stupid on your head.
Right.
It just, bottom line, looks flat out stupid when you're wearing that thing.
Yeah. Gives you a headache.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
But I will tell you this, and I was talking to that Bo Brooks today about it. I said it will capture things that you would have never caught on film. You just cannot.
Right.
Like me flipping over in the kayak, going in water, catching that gun. You never got that.
Right, yeah.
So it catches some pretty crazy things.
I like a GoPro more for
secondary.
Like setting it at a certain angle that you want, either videoing you guys hunting or videoing like where the birds should drop in or something like that, like a second angle. Well, I like that the best. Obviously, wearing it on your heads will probably get more, but yeah, we're trying to do the nice camera to get some better footage of birds actually, working and getting shot and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, sometimes when you don't have the option or luxury of overhead cover, it's difficult.
Which most of the time we don't.
Right.
And most of the time from this hunt we're going to talk about today, it was we were down in the toolies, but what we did is we did manual focus. And I think, and I felt like this after watching it, and you were just talking about having to stand up. Technically, if they were right there in that opening when that sun was on, you wouldn't have to actually stand up.
Right.
You could just, if you want to zoom in a little bit, you could.
Right.
And get the kill plenty fine. So I guess it just depends. You had to on that vet hunt last year because you were buried and the focus issue.
Right.
So hopefully this year that will make the difference. You know what though? When I was watching that again today, it's such a great memory. So I've already watched it a couple times, but it's like it didn't do as bad as we thought it did. Like it's not because a lot of times those birds were silhouetted because the way the sun was, or lack of sun, it was overcast, so they looked black anyways. It wouldn't matter what camera you had; they'd still be dark looking. So you really can't tell as bad as we think you can.
I still think that we could have got longer footage of birds coming in because
from
we were
farther.
basically facing the birds from the we were facing the way that the birds were coming in. So I could have got them from further out coming in. They were basically flying to us, circling around behind us, and coming back in front of us.
Yeah.
So
I got, and I'm not going to talk about what we shot for that video because you guys will watch it. It will come out today at 11 Pacific Standard Time. But I got one of your birds really good, but I didn't really zoom in. So I zoomed out so it can make sure I get the whole thing in the frame, which I'm like, man, I wish I would have zoomed a little bit closer. But that's where the shot cam comes in. And then, and this has nothing to do with you, the one thing I shot, it went behind the dill, but that just couldn't be helped. But the one cam that coming out, these people listening are like, what are you, dude, you're talking in code. But you got the one really good because it was right there. And again, both of us stayed zoomed out. But you can still tell it looks way closer than if it would have been a GoPro.
Right.
Got the good splash and the audio from it. Dude, it sounds so good. Just it's like, oh, I love that sound.
Yeah. I think we'll get better and better as the season goes on.
We will.
And more familiar with this camera.
Because we're kind of both learning. I've changed from working on picture profiles where it brought more saturated and more like sharp color to it. But then I noticed when it's early morning, it almost makes it too dark and it's hard. It's hard to see. So I was like, okay, I took that off, talked to some guys that have the same camera that have channels, and I took that off and it looks okay. It's not as rich look. And Caleb said he can help me with that. And then we went from trying to jack around with autofocus, which it would work if we were sitting on a dock at the ocean with wide open and videoing birds.
Right.
But now we realized, okay, that ain't gonna work. It can and will work when we're in a scenario where we can film without any obstructions, like you were saying in Washington.
Right. Yeah.
But until then, most of the time, 70% of our hunting, we're gonna be filming through toolies, and that's okay because now we got it figured out. Manual focus.
Right.
Then we got to switch.
Yeah. Yeah, and just personal preference. I like videoing sometimes from from behind or kind of off to the side, but going back again, it's pretty difficult unless you have a certain unless you can control those elements. Like if you have a place where you designed and this is your pond, and then you have a blind here and X, Y, and Z and all that. But if you're having a run and gun and you're hunting a different area,
which is what we do
most hunt days, that can be difficult. So hopefully we get better quality video this year.
Yeah, we will.
As far as birds go, because that's really the goal at this point.
Yeah, because the thing is, yes, we want it good for you guys, but we want it good for us. We want to go back. This is why we started this channel, is for our memories, because we love duck hunting. We love the memories that we have. We want to sit down at the end of the season and go back and watch these videos and enjoy watching it and not like, oh, my goodness. I was shaking so bad. I didn't get the duck in the frame. It's annoying. Like,
Right.
it's annoying to us just like it would be to you.
Yeah.
And, like, people were, like I said, again, not to keep picking and going back to that. But, yeah, it was painful for me to try to edit that video, because they were teasing, like, oh, your cameraman has Parkinson's. There was so many funny comments. And it's funny, but it bothers me because I don't like putting stuff out that's, we're not professionals, okay? And we don't have $10,000 cameras, but we don't have cheap cameras either.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I'm not going to bring no more up about that. I guess I'm trying to cover my tracks because I don't want people, like, falling away, like, oh, is this the kind of stuff you're going to put out? But it's like, okay, we're going from a GoPro. Come on now.
Right.
We are trying to make it better, and we will. Right. And you guys will like this next video coming out. This video coming out. You guys will like it. It's a lot. It's good. And it's only going to get better. And that's talking to a couple guys filming through the toolies. Pretty thick toolies, too. So, anyways, about this hunt, where do you want to start on that?
New place?
Yeah.
New place for us?
Brand new.
For us.
Never been there. We love doing that.
Yeah. At some point.
We say that a lot.
At some point, we're going to run out of new places.
Yeah.
You ever think about that? I think it's...
are we going to miss that feeling?
I don't think so.
You don't like the new place feeling?
No, it's not that. It's just I think it's just like your home turf, right? When you get more and more familiar with those areas, you're more lethal. So at some point we're going to know what we like, what we don't like, and times a year and all that kind of stuff, which we're getting better and better, but
dude, because you know why? Why though? Because we document stuff. We save maps. We have film footage of how we did, and we know when we were there.
Right.
Another thing too, and I'm not plugging them on purpose. I'm just telling you, guys that are listening, check out Freelance Hunt Stats. And I don't know if you're gonna keep up to date on that this year or not. I do because I don't do it for no competition. I don't do it for I shot this many ducks.
Yes, you do.
No, I honestly don't. I like to know what I did.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you my number one reason is...
what kind of award do you get anyway? Who cares?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I like to see what was the weather, what was the temperature, and where was I.
The award is the history.
The history is and I'll tell you what, don't keep documents of what you do and see how successful you are 10 years from now. Mm-hmm. There ain't no way you can remember what time of year it was and what you did and how you did with the wind.
Right, yeah.
We know in certain places we hunt, it could be storming, it could be cold, which it ain't gonna be cold with the south wind. But if it's a south wind, you are not gonna shoot ducks there, and that's just because we go there all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing
that's the stuff
it's not as good a tool as that, but another thing that's good is pictures. I'm sure everybody's on that board these days, but what's really nice is like if you really want to be quick, like, oh, what day was I there last year or whatever, it's time stamped. So obviously, that's not going to have your weather on it or any of that kind of stuff.
But it does help you remember what it was like.
But it does. It is a quick reference for timestamps. Yeah. So, anyways. Besides the new place, let me think here. Is basically my first hunt for the season. So I was definitely knocking some rust off as far as shooting. I could have been.
I thought you shot pretty. For the opportunities we had, you never struck out.
No, I mean I could have been more aggressive. I totally could have been more aggressive.
Yes. Yeah, but don't we? Isn't that us though? Every year we're like that. Like, why did I not shoot?
Yeah,
we do that every year at the beginning of the year. We do that.
It is for sure. It is for sure. Absolutely. I think that's probably everybody. But so getting that, I wouldn't say it's not like, oh, my reflexes are slow or anything like that, but it's getting that distance comfortability. We're like, okay, I know that was a good shot, or I know that was a good shot. And actually what it was is, I mean, these birds were over the decoys, and my depth perception was like, man, are they close enough? And they were totally close enough.
How far do you think they were?
Shoot, man, 25, 30 yards probably.
I guarantee they went over 25.
Yeah.
They were on the edge. I watched again. They were on the edge
of the decoys.
Okay. Like that last decoy curved it.
Right. So there's that. I mean, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
We are by no means afraid to shoot longer shots. But like, I feel like more and more we get where we just don't really want to take those. I mean, if you have to, if you're getting more desperate, then sure. But like, I feel like every year we're just pretty much shooting closer and closer. If you think about it,
we do. It's a good thing.
It's situational. Like, I think people know that, but
well, it is to a point though, because we never get like, I'm so desperate.
no,
I'm gonna shoot this at 60 yards. We never get to that point.
Yeah, hopefully.
If anything, we get mad.
Right.
You know, like, why are these ducks not coming down?
Right. Yeah.
But some people get mad and just take the shots.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
I just don't feel like last year at all we were ever in that situation, like at all.
Never.
Yeah. But anyway, so sharpening up the old depth perception. I feel like my shooting was fine. And actually, I've been on one hunt since this hunt we're talking about, and my shooting was satisfactory.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I didn't miss, but I didn't shoot that much either. I think I shot 4 birds, and I think I used 5 shells or something like that. So, hopefully,
and what you were using your
I'm still using bismuth.
Okay, what 3-inch 6 shot?
3-inch 6 heavy bismuth out of my factory full choke.
Oh, that's right, your factory full.
I have.
Did you ever see? You didn't see what the bismuth is doing out of that factory full. You only shot that heavy metal. Man, I would love to see what that's doing on paper, dude.
No, I thought. Oh no, yeah,
you did
you're
heavy
right.
metal, and that's not even really what I mean. You shoot that, but I think you get more bismuth in your closet.
I'm telling you, I know bismuth is expensive. Trust me, I know. But man, dude, heavy bismuth. It's like it's so amazing.
It is.
I love that stuff.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like full tungsten, but
whatever. To each their own. But yeah, I need to shoot that bismuth out of those other chokes.
I really want to see what that.
I know that was a fail. But anyways,
and let me throw something out there. A caveat, let me just suggest this. I wouldn't shoot any type of still through my factory choke. You're not really supposed to.
Factory full.
Your factory full.
Yeah.
A lot of them will say no still. I don't even know if yours says that. Maybe yours thinks it's fine.
Well,
you just don't want to bulge your barrel, guys.
I don't think so. It doesn't list.
Doesn't say anything?
It doesn't list. It doesn't list steel on there. So like my other chokes will list lead and steel.
Oh, and don't.
The full.
Because you're probably not supposed to.
Right. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah. I'm sure you're not supposed to. But I do have another modified choke, aftermarket choke that I could throw in there if I want to shoot heavy metals or heavy steel or something like that. But
for anyone that don't understand, that's why sometimes I or other people, a lot of people will buy after. I think some people buy aftermarket because they don't even know why. They just buy other chokes and don't use their factory because they just don't even know. Like, oh, it's a choke. You got to get a duck choke. It's like, no, you don't have to. The reason they were made to do that, well, one reason. There's a lot of reasons, I guess, technically. But one of the reasons is, for me, is I want to shoot. If I want to shoot still, I need to get an aftermarket choke because you're not supposed to through your factory full. Because I'll almost say no steel on them. There's a lot of other reasons, guys. I'm not trying to say that's the only reason, but just anybody that's listening and you don't know, because I know a lot of you guys don't, and you're trying to learn. That's why you listen to these. And we don't know everything, but we're trying to help from personal mistakes and experience. Is just don't stick your full in, factory full, and then start blasting Super X's through it, because it could do damage, and it has done damage to a lot of people's guns. Just as a reference. Do what you want, but anyways. I know people are going to say, oh, I've done it my whole life and never had an issue. You very well could.
Yeah.
But you're not hearing it from Tyus or Thomas that's okay. Just so you know if something happens.
Yeah, right. What else? About this hunt.
I lead my shooting.
It wasn't your first hunt, right?
It wasn't my first hunt.
Right, so.
I knocked a little of my dust off on the Idaho Vet Junior Hunt, but I still had some dust because I didn't do too bad either, to be honest with you. I didn't shoot very many shells either.
No.
But I did shoot behind on the one bird that was very close and very big. I don't know how in the world I missed that bird. The first time I crushed him. Well, I didn't really crush him on the second one. Oh man, there's more I want to talk about, but I really just don't want to give the whole video away because I was going to say something about Rocky too and a mistake I made there. You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now
Yeah,
because I did say a little bit in the video about it, and I kind of, after editing, I was like, man, I wish I would a little bit more into that because I have a feeling that is going to, not people listening to this podcast, but I think it's going to bother some people and irritate people and I'll tell you what, letting the bird suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of a small period of time where I'm letting Rocky try to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a honker, guys, by the way. And I thought people are going to be like, dude, why are you letting that bird suffer? I think that's what I might see some of those comments in. I can kind of understand that, but to a point, I am trying to train my dog and get over his...
In a real life scenario.
Right. People go
how-
buy ducks.
How else are you going to
There is no other way.
There's no other way. There's no other way. How are you going to do it?
You can't. And that's why people go buy ducks. You can't do it in California, but buy ducks and train them, or pigeons.
Right.
And then they end up killing them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said. But I just don't want to seem unethical, right? Like, okay, that bird is hurt. He is going to die. Where I blew it is, and I already talked to you about this, just so you guys, and when you do watch it, is I didn't make a headshot on that goose. And I thought I did. I thought he was crushed, but when he fell on the other side of the tulies. He was in the open water, but he fell on the other side where I couldn't see it. I thought he was dead. Well, he comes swimming out, and I threw my gun up and shot, and I didn't really aim, which was a stupid part, and I basically missed. And then I still went ahead and sent Rocky. That was stupid. Like, I wouldn't have did that. I tell everybody, like the last year, I said, I'm not sending Rocky until that bird's dead.
You said that multiple
and I broke my
times
own
last
rule.
year.
And I think it was just excitement or not, probably you know.
Yeah.
It's, again,
rustiness
and just not thinking. And it's like after I sent him, I was like, that was stupid because I wanted to shoot him again. Now I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And now Rocky, and I'm not trying to be defensive of my dog. He can get ridiculed all he want. There ain't no other dog that has a bloodhound nose like this dog does and can get the birds. But if people want to ridicule him, that's totally fine because I'm not going to be embarrassed that he acts like that with a goose when it's alive because I did it to him. Mm-hmm. And I said a little bit on the video about when we went opening day when he was 10 months old. There was no birds, and it was in the afternoon.
This is a throwback.
Oh,
I'm just picturing
and
myself.
there is a video if you want to go watch it.
Actually, I don't think I've seen that in like a long time.
Because I don't even want. It wasn't a bad video. There was no birds. But
it is a bad video. Don't go watch it.
Well, I mean, it's a bad hunt, but it's not like. Anyways,
the story behind it.
Exactly. Well, Rocky's first hunt. The only reason we even went out there
is
because of Rocky. And I said, dude, can you please try to shoot something? I'm not going to take. I don't think I took my gun.
I don't think so.
If I did, I had in the toolies. I didn't think I took it.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to make sure, because that's the way you do it, right? You don't want your dog breaking. That was my number one rule from the very get-go. And I think I had a leash on him or something. I can't remember. Maybe not. But I was right by him so he couldn't break. And, of course, nothing's flying. It's opening day on a refuge in the afternoon. You might as well kiss goodbye. I think Thomas actually did shoot a couple birds, but a coot flew by. Mm-hmm. Did you shoot that coot?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I said I did earlier, and I was like, I didn't have my gun. You shot the coot because I asked you to. I said, shoot that coot so Rocky can go do something. Mm-hmm. Shoots the coot, hits the water. We think it's dead. I say, Rocky, and he didn't really. He was young. He wasn't tracking. He wasn't really watching the sky like he does now. He didn't really see it. He runs out there a few steps, kind of stops. You can go watch it yourself. You have to go back like 2017 or something, I guess. Runs out there. I have to take him out there, kind of. Then he finally sees it. He goes after it. When he goes to pick it up, now, coots have beaks, not bills like ducks do. And he latches on to Rocky's nose. Did he not?
Yeah.
Literally latched onto Rocky's nose, freaked him out. And I never knew then what I know now, that this would totally ruin him for the rest of his life. There's not ever, I'm never going to break him of that fear of when it's kicking still.
Yeah.
semi-scared to pick it up.
Yeah, right. Sometimes he does that with ducks a little bit too, huh?
And then sometimes he dives his head under the water
Yeah.
and they're swimming. They're alive.
I don't think he's as much with ducks, but like
He's not.
I think if they're kicking, he'll kind of like look at it and make sure like, okay, I'll get it.
Yeah, he does.
But with the honker, he definitely, yeah.
Oh, snow goose. Finally, that one year he went pick a snow goose up, and then he finally did that, and then he had no issues with that, and that's why I honestly didn't think he was gonna have an issue with it. And that thing was batting him in the face. And in my mind, if Elliot ever listens to this, I'm thinking back of his little tiny 45-pound female lab that just goes gung-ho for that goose. I have on video, literally, whap! She's got it in her mouth, swimming back, and it is just beating the snot out of that dog's head. And that dog don't even blink an eye. And all I'm thinking was that dog, what's her name? I can't even think of her name now. Anyways, Georgie. And here's Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah. He's so mad at the goose. He's barking at him. Like, die.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was my thing for that. It was just kind of been bothering me.
Yeah.
And I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm embarrassed that I made a mistake in the past and I'm paying for it now. But other than that, it's like, say whatever you want about my dog. We don't lose any birds.
Right.
It is what it is. It's just
Rocky's just thinking bloodhound. Go through the thickest tulies ever and come out with a bird. To me, that's more important. But
I tell people in that vet video and those tulies, I go, we would have never hunted that. I would never have hunted that without a dog.
Which one?
The vet from this last season.
Oh, man.
There's no way we would have never found a bird, dude. Ever. Yeah. I don't.
That would be a miserable hunt because, I mean,
you'd be losing birds.
It would be such a heartbreak with bird loss. Yeah. Yeah. That place was thick.
That was crazy.
It wasn't that it was tall. It was just thick everywhere.
Matted. Just the mat.
Those mallards just loved it.
Oh, my goodness. Don't they just love those little pockets?
Dude, they love. Oh, dude. Mallards. I think that's why we just love and hate them so much because, like, they're always around here, they're always in the nastiest stuff. The most hard to get to places, you got to work for it. That's why we love it.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. What else from that? I feel like anymore, whether we get birds or not, when we go to new places, to me and you, I feel like new places, when we get birds, it's just the cherry on top because we almost kind of know it's a scout mission, technically.
Mm-hmm. Right. We
don't have much expectations.
Keep expectations low because you don't 100% know what to expect.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're learning, you're scouting as you're hunting. The hunting is the bonus, but you're really scouting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
when you go into it with that mindset, it's actually it's
fine.
When you feel pressure, I gotta get birds. Yeah, exactly.
What's the difference?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was fun, dude. Slept in the back of the truck. Got some cool photos.
Yeah. I bought this one thing I will say is I bought this little solo stove. Shout out. I got I can't remember what version it is, but it's the small version.
What brand is that though?
It's called Solo Stove.
Solo Stove.
Solo Stove. Yeah.
They're
around.
cheap, man.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get one bad, but so tell us about that. Because that was cool.
They're pretty pricey, but
I mean, what's the gimmick?
They're out there. I think they've been around for a little bit. They're not super new. But
I didn't know that they made things that are specifically designed to tell us about kind of the little perks of it, though. The way it's designed.
I think the design kind of goes back to people using washer or dryer drums.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they got those holes in it. Yeah. Helps the fire breathe. This is a little bit better. It's basically just made out of stainless steel. Yeah. Made out of stainless steel. It's got a grate on the bottom that lets the ash fall through, and then it's got holes on the bottom on the outside, and then it's got holes on the top.
Oh, there is holes on the outside. On the bottom.
Yeah.
And underneath or on the sides?
On the sides.
For what? For air?
For air.
Air movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's holes on the inside of it on the top. So it lets air, circulate from bottom to top or top to bottom, however you want to say it. And then when it burns out,
it kind of burns hot. like
It burns hot, yeah.
So once you get it started, you can just tell like it really takes off? Or
yeah,
no?
I mean, like once it starts, it always breathes. So you know how like in a fire pit on the ground or whatever,
Mhm.
it'll be like the fire will be big and then it'll kind of burn down and it'll burn down, but if you start it up, it would kind of get bigger again
Mhm.
type of deal. Well,
It
this,
stays constant.
it's
huh?
always the same.
Huh.
It's always the same.
I noticed that too.
Because
You weren't stirring it or trying to get it
Mm.
going. It was just like a flame.
yeah, I don't have to. Because the only thing that'll sit on that like false bottom is coals, and once those coals burn down,
They
fall through. So it never like.
Is it easy to clean out?
Yeah, I just turn it over.
Oh,
I mean,
you don't pull nothing out of it and then
Mm-mm.
flip it. It's just the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. The one I got, it's like I want to say it's the Ranger, but
It's like Yukon. That thing's huge.
yeah,
It's like a
they
bonfire
make
one.
big ones. Yeah,
Huh.
I got this.
It'd be nice to have at the house, just like.
Yeah, that would. But I got that small one, and it's pretty sweet. So, anyways, we used it.
Yeah,
We
does
used
sound-
it because it was pretty cold. It was like in the 20s, I think.
Yours
at
is
night,
called
right?
yours is called the bonfire. At least that's what this says.
Bonfire.
Well, it says that. That's the smaller one. Did you get the smaller one?
No, I'm pretty sure it was the Ranger.
Oh, the Ranger.
I think.
There's no even. Two. This is 214 for this one, dude. That's a perfect size.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
I might have to. Why is $40 sound so much
Well,
cheaper?
they're having a sale right now. But anyways, that thing was. I mean,
Dude, that was cool, dude.
I love fires. I'm a slight pyro, but I
Yeah.
just love fires. And we burned some almond wood that time, but
Is that what that was?
yeah, I got some cedar from work. I work at a utility company, so I have access to old wood, if you will. So I chunked up some like 12-inch pieces.
Oh, is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Poles? Old poles?
Yeah.
Huh.
And split them into quarters. And those are going to burn nicely. So.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's the way that I was. That's kind of trippy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you guys really should check those out. I mean, they are expensive, but if you like fires at all, go
fancy.
check it out.
It's fancy. It's got that
it's
little ring.
smokeless. That's what I liked.
It says it's smokeless.
Dude, compared to regular fire, it was way less smoke. So you
Yeah.
still smell like a fire.
Yeah.
And when I laid in bed that night, I was like, I could smell it,
Right.
but it ain't,
Yeah.
like campfire where you're sucking in the.
Right. Yeah, no, it is pretty, because it breathes, right? So it's got that little ring on top that's supposed to, like, make the fire look a certain way. It's pretty cool,
It's
honestly.
weird.
I
It's
like
kind of
it.
trippy. I've never heard of it until you got one. I was like, dude, I like this a lot.
Yeah. And we don't get no kind of kickbacks for this. I bought this thing at
No.
Shills.
Okay.
But I've seen it
I gotta get
online.
one.
I've seen it online, but that was the first time I seen it in the store. And I was just, like, pumped. Because I knew
I know you were all excited. I was like, what is he so pumped about?
That's what's so funny about me and you. Like, one of us will be pumped about something.
I know.
And the other one will just be like, whatever. I don't know.
See, I do it to you too.
You do it to me too.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I remember the day I sent him a video. I'm like, dude, this thing is going to be clutch. This is going to be so awesome. And he, like, texts me back like, oh, okay. I'm just like,
Now you know how that feels.
yeah. Really?
It's not a good feeling. But you know what? You can't help it when you don't know
I
something.
know my
like,
boy Caleb would like it.
Oh, Caleb's going to love that thing. He know he's going to want to cook on it some way or somehow.
They make ones that you could cook on, but they're kind of a different design.
I was going to say, this ain't this one, is it? Because this...
Dude, we could so cook over that, though.
Oh, we do. Do a little grate on
Just
top,
put a
dude.
little grate on top.
The problem is it's going to be super hot.
Yeah, I know.
Super hot.
We just have to.
You
We
know
just
what?
have to make it higher.
There's that one, but the thing is, that's not raised that much off the fire, dude. That would fry. Yeah, we can make some type of thing that raises up just 2 feet off the dill.
Yeah.
Some little
Yeah.
flank or
Dude, you wouldn't
steak.
even have to buy one. You could just take. Like a grate off of one of your grills.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just rig your own thing up.
Right. Oh, for sure.
That was clutch. And you know what? I'm mad. I didn't really even technically get to enjoy it because I was trying to take pictures, and those pictures are pretty. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was.
I thought that was pretty
cool.
sick.
Pretty cool.
And then I didn't even video it. I was gonna video as part of the video, and I'm like, you idiot! I was so. Anyways, guys, I got this new photography camera that's really expensive, and it takes amazing pictures. By the way, shout out to Caleb for really guiding me. He's not doing the work, but he's guiding me because he's like, help me, and he's like, dude, I know, man. you've been helping me with duck stuff. And I'm like, dude, I don't think it's the same, but I feel like I owe him more. But I mean, I'm still doing the editing and the work, and he just helps in, do this, do this. I send him, I bug him probably too much. He says I don't, but I know I do. But anyways, we got some really good stuff coming up, guys. Videos, pictures, hunts. I just can't wait. Like, I feel like this is the year of all years. Kind of say that every year, but
Yeah, we do.
but we are advancing every year.
We're
like,
just excited for duck season.
it is. Bottom line, that's all it comes down to.
I do wish we had the same cameras last year.
Camera.
These cameras
Oh,
last year, because I feel like last year we had opportunities to have better videos, but hopefully we can do better this year.
By the way, you have to try the old harness out.
Oh, yeah. Thing looks nice.
It looks nice because of we're thinking of the situation, right?
Mhm.
You wouldn't want to walk around in front of anybody wearing that thing. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not just going to wear that.
That's the
You look
yeah.
like a total video
Who
nerd,
cares?
but man, it's going to be clutch. Just hands-free and just getting the stuff, the good stuff. I don't know. What else did we it was nice and cool, no mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes.
That was big time.
Short walk. We camped in the parking lot.
That was cool.
That was cool. We shot, what did we shoot? 6 birds? Something like that? 5 birds? I think we shot 5. I can't remember now.
Well, we didn't want to give it away, but that's
Oh.
okay.
Well,
Whatever.
spoiler. We shot.
Yeah.
That's what we shot.
I think it was 6.
But for a morning hunt,
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. So
It was fun. It was a good time. I don't know what else we can say about it other than I feel like it was a successful mission. We scouted out where the water was and
yeah.
seeing where the birds like to go and their flight pattern. That's a huge thing when you go to a new place. You want to find the flight pattern. You may not be set up where it's at, but if you can find where it's at and maybe you didn't get to hunt it that time you got to go, at least next time when you go back, you're like, this is the line they work. Because birds usually always have a pattern.
Right.
Opening day, there is no pattern. It's
Yeah.
chaos.
Right.
But once the season settles down and birds start migrating, for some reason they're always on that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Got
it's
some
just-
settings figured out on the video camera too.
Mhm.
So
But anyways, I
on.
think that will cover our first recap of the season. I'm not even gonna try to tell you like I did last year. Oh, we're gonna do every one because I know we're not going to right now.
right.
But we will. I will do my best to like get a lot of these recaps of our hunts because I feel like by us talking through it too, it helps us because we experience it. We're like, oh, we remember. But then when we come back a week or two later and talk about it, we're like, oh yeah, that's something. Make some
Mhm.
notes. Like I forgot about that,
Mm-hmm.
and we learn from it. It makes us better.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it helps people listening too, So anyways, I don't know.
Sounds good.